So in today's video, we're going to be talking about things you need to know about food before starting solids. Now, I want you to know that starting solids is beyond just going online to get a recipe. Starting solid is beyond just coming to YouTube and looking for one of your favorite recipes or just making sure you have these things, that they make, that looks very fancy. Is beyond that. This is a very critical stage in your child's health and development, and you want to, by all means, in the best way possible, make good health choices. So let's talk about food and how can you make the best food choice for your child. So what the first thing you need to know about food is, number one, if you're starting solid, you need to learn about food introduction. So your child's digestive system is developing, and just know that they cannot be eating everything, right? So you need to learn how to introduce this food in such a way that it progresses with their digestive system. I just did a video on constipation because I hear a lot of parents on my Instagram poll. Parents are always asking about constipation. Parents are always asking about, oh, my child is constipating. I gave my child this food. I had a comment in a group. A parent was talking about after feeding the child's I can't remember what that was. I think it was bread or wheat or something, or oats, I can't remember. And the child could not sleep, the child was crying. And so that just makes me, emphasize again that food introduction is key. So in as much as you would see lots of amazing recipes, 100 foods before one, there are lots of things going on out there online, but you want to learn slow and intentional food introduction. Number two thing you need to learn about food is food preparation. Now, the way you introduce foods also, and just going back to food introduction helps to reduce the chances of allergen, reaction. It helps to reduce the chances of food sensitivity, because when the digestive system is not ready for a particular food and you bring it, there will definitely be a reaction. So food introduction will also help the gut health. So the digestive system is controls the gut as well. So when you prioritize food introduction, you are protecting and you're supporting easy digestion. Now, the second thing you need to learn about food is food preparation, right? I know that there are on the YouTube channel these days, there are quick one. I know you're looking for 30-second, 15-second videos of how you can just prepare food. But I want to tell you for free that you need to learn proper food preparation. There are some foods that need to be soaked. There are some foods that need to be cooked. For example, using carrot as an example, if you don't steam carrot at a particular stage, in your child's health journey, let's say from 6 months, in your child's, feeding journey, at the beginning stage, you have to cook most of the fruits. You have to cook most of the fruits. You have to cook most of the vegetables, right? So you want to learn there's some food that needs to be cooked. There are some that would need to be, gently fried. There are some foods that would need to be soaked, fermented, sprouted, and it just depends on what you want to achieve. And one of the reasons why we prioritize food preparation when starting solid is because the way you prepare your child's food will tell how much nutrition they get from the food. So the nutrition your child will get from a food that was fermented and that was made through fermentation will be different from the child that they just gave the food like that. The nutrient absorption, which is also called bioavailability of nutrients, that your child will get from a food that was soaked for 24 hours or for 10 hours or for 5 hours will be different from the one that was just made in 5 minutes. So when introducing solids, we need to learn about food preparation. The third thing you need to learn about food is food selection. So you definitely need to learn how to select the foods you're eating, and I would want to talk about food selection and food combination together. So selecting the foods your child will eat is very important. There is this thing I see that they say 100 foods before one. I don't have a problem with it, but the thing is, we want to select foods at different stages. We want to make sure that we are prioritizing foods. For example, an example of food selection will be at 6 months, your child may not eat so much. Now, every child is different. I have seen children that at 6 months they are really munching a lot. So, but some children at 6 months they are barely not interested. So at 6 months, I would want to select a food that is nutrient dense. So things like bone broth, things like beef liver, foods like avocado. I will want to select foods that are high in nutrients, that are nutrient dense, that a little amount is providing so many or a variety of nutrients and vitamins and minerals for my child. So food selection is key. Another thing you also need to consider is food combination. So food combination it's another thing we need to learn. And one of the mistakes that sometimes parents make without knowing is offering imbalanced meals. So it's either the food is high in carbs or it is, just fruits and vegetables alone. But you need to learn the right combination, making sure that your child gets, a well-balanced meals. And I see most of the recipes and I'm like, this food is deficient in a particular nutrient. So for example, you want to, at 6 months, at that early stage, half of 40 to 60% of the child's brain is made up of fat. So you want to make sure that your child's food you're combining in such a way that it is it has healthy fats, right? So food combination is key. And another thing is food sourcing. So this is a time where you make sure that you are reducing toxins. You may want to buy organic for foods or fruits or vegetables that are on the dirty dozen. So for example, if you're going to be giving your child things like strawberries, you want to prioritize organic because they are on the dirty dozen. If you want to be offered things like spinach, you want to source for foods that are on the dirty dozen. You want to food sourcing also will tell you, read your labels to make sure that you're not, your child is barely 6 months, so you don't want to add any extra toxic ingredients into your child's body. So sourcing is very important. You have to read your labels, beware of ingredients to avoid, and you want to buy foods that are minimally processed. So just to make sure that you understand, number one, we talked about what? Food introduction, we talked about food preparation, we talked about food combination and food selection. We also talked about, food sourcing. So if you want to learn, if you're introducing solids and you want to learn about holistic nutrition for your infants, I have an amazing course that is launching, and you're also going to get a book, a hardcover nutrition book that would guide you on everything I've talked about. So from 6 months to 24 months, you get an introduction guide, you get a food combination guide, you get a pantry list, you would know how to source for foods, you get a grocery list, a pantry guide, how to transition from puree to finger foods, and there is a course alongside it teaching you step by step. So if you really want to take nutrition to another level, this course is definitely for you. I'm going to drop a link in the chat for you to learn more. But with that, I'm sure that what you have learned here today, whether you're starting very soon or you already get started, begin to look at food with these lenses. Begin to look at food, and when you pick up a food, you want to make sure that this food at this time will support my child's digestive system. This food is well sourced. This food is well combined. It's balanced enough to ensure that my child is getting a variety of nutrients and vitamins. So thank you so much. And at this point, I want to plead with you, go ahead and subscribe, and I promise to bring you more informative and educational content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. If you have any comments, please leave it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I will definitely respond. But other than that, thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel. That support will mean so much to me and to help me push the videos to other people as well. And you can go ahead to share this video with any parent who you know that is studying solids and need guidance. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.